Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gen. This is going to be one of our longer videos. As you've probably seen, I now pre-record the other videos to keep them very, very short, just because I won't be able to engage with anyone. So I figured from now on, when I shoot those airdrop updates, they won't be live just because I don't want to see the chat and sort of, leave you on red or whatever. But I want to welcome you back to another Ask Me Anything. We have pretty much the full hour. So if there's anything that you have questions about what's going on, feel free to put it in the chat. Also, let me know what you think of the new format. Like I said, I still want to do these, give you an opportunity to engage and sort of, get your thoughts, get any questions you have answered. And as always, I always want to present a topic. And today, you're probably wondering, Brown Jet, the market is super red. It's crashing. Why is your template all happy and green and everything? I'm going to get to that because honestly, I have been waiting for this for almost a month. Super happy to see this happen finally because I think the good times are much closer than you think. Now, we'll get into all of that and more. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel, like and share the video. Follow me on Twitter where I'm also going live. You can check my wallet out on the bank. And if you want to, check out my paid services, they're linked down below. The first thing I want you to do before you do anything else is I want you to go to this Twitter profile and make sure you're following him. This is Jackus. This is people talk about quants and they talk about a bunch of bullshit. If you truly want to have a pulse on the market, if you want an expert on technical analysis in crypto, probably the most genuine influencer I have ever met, Jackus is your guy. Jackus is part of the Because Bitcoin team, and literally he gets a ton of hate because regardless of whether or not his stance is bullish or bearish, he explains it very thoroughly, talks about when those theses and such get invalidated, and he's able to pivot very quickly, but he always updates the people who follow him. So people hate on him because if you were bullish last month, there's an expectation that you're bullish today, which is not the case. And the day that we had the liquidation wick, in fact, I believe it might have even been a few hours prior to the liquidation wick, he had sent out a notification to pretty much everyone in his community to let them know, hey, we breached $3,300 on Ethereum. I am getting completely out of Ethereum. A lot of people listened, didn't, whatever. And then it went all the way down to 2,200 before it bounced back to 28. He was very clear on this. Is it actually? Oh, really? You know what? He probably made it. That sucks. He probably made it private because he was getting so much hate. I was just talking to someone in the Web3 Secret Society that literally I take it upon myself to go and defend him because he's such a soft-hearted, genuine guy. And I hate to see people like that get bullied by assholes. There are tons of jerks in the space. There are tons of scammers. And these guys come after him because they don't like the fact that he's bearish. But guess what? I faded him in August. In July, I remember driving to get my beer done. And he was saying on a live stream, hey, market structure broke. I think we're going down. He was the only one on his team to say so. I didn't listen. Why? Because I was like, no, I want the market to go up. And if I listened to him, I would have sold out of ETH at 3,000, whatever. I would have sold at 180 or 170. Instead, I let all that stuff go down massively, right? So I learned then that it doesn't matter if I'm bullish. I have to listen to the take, especially if it's someone as educated, as intelligent as Jack is. I would implore you to make sure you bookmark his profile. I'm sure he will unlock it. I'm sure it won't stay locked, but I'm telling you, this guy is well worth the follow. And for those of you in the Web3 Secret Society, don't worry about it, because as you know, I always make sure I always pull a bunch of information from everywhere and relay it with my thoughts as well. So you're covered in that case, okay? So, Jackus was talking a lot about market structures for so long. And basically, he talks a lot about probability, right? Which is what you have to understand. If you're investing in crypto, you have to understand that this is a game of probabilities. We don't know 100% with certainty what the move is going to be, but we can assign probabilities. And that means we could do everything right and still be wrong. And conversely, we can do everything wrong and still get it right. So you could screw up and win and think you're a genius, or you can do everything right and think you're a genius and get it wrong. That's why it's what matters, sort of long-term and sort of the thought process, okay? Jack, this is fantastic. Now, going back here, those of you who've been watching the AMAs, you probably remember like the amount of times I have let you guys know what I was doing with Ethereum. When I saw that take from Jackus and I sort of went back and forth and looked at the chart structure, like I'm not as good with TA as he is, right? Not even close. Like literally, I wish I was 1% as good as him. But you know what? Following all of that market structure being broken, I ended up selling over 60% of my ETH. So this is over 100 Ethereum at 2,800. Now, I want you to understand why this is important, because I took a loss on some Ethereum. You guys probably have seen on Twitter, I was buying Ethereum at 3,300 US a piece. I did also have some at 1,500, 1,600, whatever, but I was buying a lot of 3,300. So I'm sitting here and taking losses technically on some of these. But let me tell you something. A lot of people don't like taking losses, but one thing you've got to get good at, if you're in crypto, if you're here for the long term, sometimes taking a small loss means preventing a much bigger one. And if I had held onto that ETH at 28, right now, I'd be down $500 more on over 130 Ethereum. You know what I mean? Like, that is a lot. That is like, what is that? Like 65,000. I would have been down $65,000 more, guys. My heart can't take that. You know what I mean? I can't. So this is the importance of, understanding and being able to pull the trigger. That being said, I did buy Sol at 155. It ended up just completely nuking through. I'm not as hurt on Sol. And the reason for that is I bought like 550 Solana. Now, here is why I look at Sol a little different than ETH. With Sol, I had sold the majority of it at 230, 250, 270 on the day of the Trump pump. That was my six-figure profit day, right? So if I'm giving some back here, so be it. I was super patient on the way down, not worried about it. Now I'm going to go through some of the charts today, and I'm going to tell you what my thoughts are. I'm going to share with you where I'm looking to buy. And obviously, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. So here's Bitcoin. Right here is the prior to obviously this week. This was the weekly low, 89,000. And obviously, if we look at Bitcoin right here, we are way below that. So at this point, it's a formality. But when it was just right here, I was like, all right, if it closes above this line, then I'm not worried. But any close below this line in the weekly means that we will likely come back to test this support, or I guess resistance at this stage, and then come back down even more. So a lot of people who don't understand how markets work, they don't just go straight down. It doesn't work like that, okay? What happens is markets tend to go like this, right? They'll end up going and hitting different pieces of the resistance. They don't just go straight down. They bounce, come back down, bounce, come back down, bounce. And they typically go and hit those resistances. And the reason this is important is when you see a nuke like this, do not just, if you're sitting in Bitcoin and you're like, okay, I'm done, don't sell Bitcoin. when this is going on. Wait for it to bounce and then sell on the bounce, right? So like if you're in Bitcoin and you're in a bad trade, like let's say you longed Bitcoin, even though you shouldn't have, right? Like you longed it with leverage. Well, you can wait for it to bounce and then exit the trade before it comes back down. That's sort of my recommendation if, not financial advice, obviously. Now, that being said, here are some of the most important levels we have for Bitcoin, okay? So a couple things, let's look at the daily. So on the daily, one of the things that Jackus, I actually asked him this yesterday, when you're buying, he recommends actually waiting for the RSI to be oversold. So anywhere below 30 on the RSI. So right now, Bitcoin, technically, this is not a bad buy because, we are in the oversold territory. We are at one of 3 potential buy zones. I say this as 85,000 to buy zone, 81,500, and 76,900. Those are the 3 buy zones specifically for Bitcoin right now in this range. And basically, you want to buy it when it's oversold. You don't want to buy it when it's like kind of like, in the middle. You know what I'm saying? So you can't it's hard to go wrong with buying this if the bull market is not done. And, I believe the bull market's not done. Jackus believes the bull market's not done. And so you can buy it here at around 85K. Right now it's around 83. So it's, pretty good. Given that it's down here, you'll probably wait to buy it at 81.5, right? That's sort of the next buy. Now 76.9, this goes all the way back here. And this is the most obvious buy zone, but likely it will be front run. So if you are waiting for 76.9, my recommendation is to ladder in so that you're not just like, okay, I'm going to only buy here. People will be front running this because this is the last clear place to bid. This is where smart money will be looking to buy, 76.9, okay? We may get this, we may not. I just want to make it very clear, right? If we take a look as well from sort of top to bottom, price range, let's look over here. At this stage, 76.5 is 27.7%, okay? It's not that bad, but what that does tell you is altcoins will likely get completely destroyed, which we're already seeing that happen. Now, in this stage of the market, one thing I want to make very clear, there are a lot of charlatans out there who will tell you, believe in something, buy dog or buy some dog shit, right? Don't listen to them. When you look at traditional markets, when you look at crypto, what I want you to understand, okay? What I want you to understand is there is a trade-off between safety and return. Now, back in 22, I remember NVIDIA was massively oversold. I believe it was like $100, right? This is pre-split. And I remember it being like an insane buy because it was like $350, went to 100 and went to about $100 a share. And at that time, it was such a no-brainer. I remember I filled my bags with it and I was super happy. But a lot of times you come to a market and you're looking at prices and you're like, I missed a boat on NVIDIA, right? You look at Tesla. Tesla was like $500 a few weeks ago. Now it's 300, right? It's actually on the way down. I'm not buying Tesla right now, which is one of my favorite stocks. I sold out of it, sold out in profit, but it's completely getting nuked, right? Now, what you want to do is you want to wait for a great time to buy these things when they have a very good return and they're the safest asset out there, right? Like, so NVIDIA is one of the safest assets out there. Bitcoin is the safest crypto. Ethereum is the second safest crypto. I don't care what you think about how well it's performed, but literally, if you're able to get Ethereum, where I'm hoping to get it, which is $1,600 to $1,700 a token, what is your downside risk? It's very little. If they say all of a sudden the bull market's over, okay, well, maybe we go down $100 more. You know what I mean? Like, it's an insane return. So that's why I say, don't just use this opportunity to buy more of the same dog shit you were buying before. If you were buying it, do not buy altcoins. I've been telling you guys this since last year. Look at my December 23, my January 24, my February 24 videos. People would come on YouTube and actively criticize me for holding so much in Bitcoin and ETH, and eventually in March and whatever, it became a lot more Solana too. But people were like, why are you holding so much of this? Why aren't you holding the altcoins? Well, those altcoins are actually down in most cases from even those levels that they were before, right? So you really, really want to make sure you're investing in good stuff, especially when the returns are good. Now, once Ethereum hit 7K, 10K, okay, great. Now you don't buy it anymore. Now you can buy your risky alts and whatever, but use the opportunity you have to buy these. I don't care if you think it's too expensive, it's not. Let me tell you something. For those of you who think Ethereum is expensive at 2,700 or 2,200 or 1,700 and think, oh, I'm better off buying Dogecoin at 20 cents, that makes absolutely no sense. It makes absolutely no sense because you can buy fractions of anything in here, right? It doesn't matter. So my focus, I'm telling you right now, I plan to put a significant amount of capital into the markets in Bitcoin and in Ethereum. I will not be doing that with Sol. I will be using my stables and my Solana wallets to buy Sol. I will not be doing any of this. And guys, if you are asking about other altcoins right now, you are doing it wrong. Do not. I'm telling you guys, how many times do I have to show you guys that this is the right way? And you guys still go, oh, I want to buy some dog shit. Do not do that. You will have an opportunity to buy those altcoins. Do not buy them now. They can keep dropping 50, 60, 70% from even where they are right now. They don't have bottoms. Most of these altcoins will end up trending to zero. Okay? Please. There's a time and a place to buy them. It is not now. Please. You have an opportunity to get really good deals on Bitcoin and ETH. Do not squander it. Do not waste your capital buying shit. Okay? Okay, let's see what's in the comments while we catch up. All right, NW says yo yo. I mean, I feel like NW always says yo yo. You gonna say anything else, brother? What's going on? Hamat's here, yo mate. Just watch your planned news. Oh, you're leaking some stuff from the Web3 Secret Society, right? Yeah. Aren't you happy you closed the Solana long? That was a very good trade for you, right? Like it ended up work. To give you some context, so basically, DB Crypt, basically I convinced him to consolidate a lot of his longs into a Solana long. Those other alts didn't really go up, while the Sol one did because of Trump. And then he closed it out with a massive profit. And all of these were negative before. So, I'm glad you closed it out, Hey, BG. Hey, what's up, Wayne? Hey, Jack. What's up? Hey, Brendan. How's it going, man? Long time. Is your Jupe still safe when liquidation price is 47? Yeah. I think that Solana will bottom around $100. Obviously, don't hold me to it, but that's probably what I think a safe area is. Jack, oh yeah, we went through this. It's private now. Hey, Mr. NH. 1554 LXP. Yeah, so, I'm going to address this right now, actually. So for those of you who aren't aware, Linea basically came up with this idea of, hey, instead of filtering our symbols with just layer 0 and proof of humanity, let's filter out everyone who has less than 1,500 LXP. Now, I got like 3,000 or 4,000 LXP, but I think that's completely unfair for a campaign that's gone on for like 18 plus months, that has had an extra thing added to it with LXPL and stuff. And I will speak out. Why? Because honestly, I don't think it's fair to the people who did that stuff and didn't qualify. There's nothing more I hate than campaigns moving the goalposts, and this is ridiculous. Glad to see that it doesn't affect you though, Brendan. Hey, Fud Zero, how's it going? There's a CME gap around 77. Yeah. Like I said, NW. So let me explain why I don't go through all these details. A lot of people do not know what CME is. They don't know what fair value gap. They don't know like FVGs. They don't know any of these things, right? So I'm trying to explain it in the most simplest way possible, which is why I'm looking at like support resistance and sort of looking at RSIs and basically, for buy zones, right? So this is basically what I'm looking at. You want to fill up your bags at least 0.28. Yeah, so I don't agree with this take. Market price does matter because like your your assumption 5-0 when it comes to this is basically people are okay holding through a downtrend, and most people are not okay with that, right? Like I know people who, if they're down 15%, they're asking if they should sell before it goes to zero, even though it sounds ridiculous, right? The reality is, the better the entry. I'm going to go back to an analogy that I posted on Twitter earlier today. I used to play poker like somewhat professionally, for a living and everything. Basically, the hands you select at the start, which is pre-flop when you get dealt in, the hands you choose to play, if you only play the top 5-10% of hands, the game is super easy because you know exactly how to play those hands on every street. It makes decisions so easy. Whereas if you just play any hand that's dealt to you, you get destroyed. And the same thing goes here. The better your entries, just the better the trade's going to be, whether it's an investment or if you're looking to swing trade it. So I always recommend people, if you can get a good price, do it. Because by this logic, why not just buy ETH at 4,000? Go, hey, it doesn't matter, Or why not buy Bitcoin and buy 0.28 Bitcoin at like $115,000, right? We are not institutions. We don't have unlimited money. So the idea here is, if we know Bitcoin is a fantastic investment, let's get as much of it as possible with the money that we have. Does that make sense? What I think of Arkham in the long term, fine. I have Arkham. Do not buy that right now. Do not. Okay. Here's the thing. I just went through this, and I'm sure you posted this while I was talking, but basically, a lot of people are like, oh, I want to buy like Sonic. I want to buy, Sui. I want to buy. Listen, you'll have your opportunity to buy those things, right? Focus on the safest assets. You need to survive. What you don't want to have happen is you don't want to have someone like take you out of the game, right? If anytime a correction happens, right, it hurts. It's like it's like a punch, right? Imagine getting knocked out and you don't get to enjoy the bull run because of it. I don't want to see that happen to you. And the way to protect yourself from this is Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? These two have a sort of like moat around them because there are inflows with ETFs, right? Bitcoin and Ethereum are the top two. This is why BlackRock filed for the Ethereum ETF as well. It adds a lot of validity behind it, right? There's so many other things around Ethereum as well, but just the fact that you're going to keep having inflows means that this will not trend to zero. Can Sui trend to zero? Yes, it can. Can Celestia trend to zero? Yes, it can. Can Arkham trade to zero? Yes, it can. I don't see a world where Bitcoin and Ethereum do that. Hey, Alex, how's it going? Alts are a scam. Yeah, so like, here's the thing. I don't think they're fully a scam, but you should treat altcoins as a way to earn more Bitcoin, right? So you have your Bitcoin stack, you move into alts, you make as much money as possible, and then get rid of it. What you don't want to end up doing is just bag holding a bunch of alts, right? That's why, like, if you look back to July 23, August 23, even before that, I used to make videos on portfolios, and I had one literal instruction: building a YouTube portfolio, buy Bitcoin. That was it. I spent 10 minutes talking about buying Bitcoin. It is still on the channel. I don't remove them. They got like no views because no one wanted to just see someone say buy Bitcoin. But that literally, if you follow that advice, you would have made a 6x at 15K to 90K, and then obviously more when I went to 115. But it was pretty good. Mert said 10 plan updates. Yeah, I don't care about that. Like, here's the thing. He can do as much updates as he wants. My problem with the Sol ecosystem is they did a bunch of, I don't want to say shady stuff, but they stood by and watched people use the chain to scam people. Now, I'm not saying that Solana is a scam-cino, right? I don't agree with that, because last cycle, that was Ethereum. Last cycle, all the scams were happening on ETH, right? Tons of rugs, tons of this, whatever. The reality is scammers go to where the money is, where the new tech is, and that was Sol. That being said, we have to look at what Sol can do. And I'm going to go through the Sol chart in a second, okay? Actually, might as well do it right now. Let's just go to that one first. So the Sol chart's right here. Now, something interesting that Jack has said that I never thought about was, for the Solana chart, you want to see the following. He said this tonight. Basically, you want to see the Sol chart go like this, in a straight line. Because if it goes in a straight line, you then get this move, right? Which is the V recovery, because smart money will end up buying, right? What you don't want to see happen is it go like this. Because that means that it's going to take forever to get back up, right? So we want to see more of a puke on SOL like we've been seeing the last couple of days, right? Like these massive candles down, like, about almost 30 points here. I would love to see it like just straight get us down to like 98K or $98 or 97, whatever, because that means we got a way better chance of V recovering out of it. But this is literally the line of support that remains for SOL. So if you go back here, this is like all the way back here. All of these have been taken out, and this was that August liquidation down on 109. So there is literally no support down here. So basically, this is the area we want to go to. It's between 97 and $100. Okay, so that is where I'll be looking to bid SOL, right? And once again, when you're doing it, you want to check the RSI. Is it oversold? Okay. Don't listen to what people say about updates and whatever. Don't listen to news. News is just meant there to like try to get you trapped, right? Like think about what Eric Trump tweeted when Ethereum had just nuked to 2,200. It bounced to 28. He posted something about like, buy ETH, thank me later. And that literally marked the top. His tweet marked the top of Ethereum in February, like since that liquidation, which people were like, no, at the time, this means it's going crazy. But no, it was meant to trap people. Yeah, wait till total reaches bottom. I wouldn't touch alts for now. Let's focus on Bitcoin, ETH. Let's get those mad profits. I just bought Hype. I will talk about Hype later today too. Yeah, so Alex, I have a buy area for Hype as well. I will share that in a second, okay? What about Solana NFTs, Mad Labs, WASIs? What's a WASI? Is that like the Mad Lassies or what? What is that? Like, I think the Mad Labs are a very good buy, but I think Mad Labs are very different. Right? Mad Labs are priced in SOL right now. So what? They're like 50 SOL or something. So you can probably get one for like $6,500 right now, right? 50 SOL times 130. I think that's not bad. I don't know if they'll get repriced in US dollars after the fact. So it's a bit of a gamble. But I think Mad Labs is a very good NFT. I currently hold 2 of them. They do have benefits with the backpack exchange, which is what I'm using to sort of buy and sell because it's way, way cheaper. They have way better rates than Hyperliquid. Yeah, I'm laddering on Hype. I will share that with you. Yeah. So I agree it's a good long-term investment, but I'm waiting for a specific area, okay? How are you so confident that we're still going to have a bull run this year? What do you mean? Like there has been nothing to indicate otherwise. Like what a lot of, let me tell you something different. So what a lot of people do is they have this notion that there's a bull, that like a bull run means that everything goes up. That is no longer the case. And I've been telling you guys this for about 6 months. You can't just buy dog shit and think it's going to go up. In the past, people's argument was, oh, but in a bull run, everything goes up. How can everything go up when there are millions of tokens out there? It's just not realistic, right? In the past, you only had a few hundred tokens, a few tokens on exchanges for people to bid up. And that's why they saw so much potential. What we have is a game that's somewhat evolved. So you have 2 options. You can either buy the casinos, right? So in that case, you buy SOL, you buy ETH, you buy Bitcoin, you buy like the platforms like Virtual, or you can buy the chips, and the chips are like this very specific niche products. The niche products are the ones that will have the 10, 20, 50, 100x's, and the casinos will have like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5x, maybe a 10x if you're lucky. But that's just what it is. There is a skill requirement in crypto, and there is heavy and fast rotation. So what I expect to happen is when we have this bull run, let's just say, we're going to have pockets of bearish corrections or retracements as we go up. So until I see otherwise, remember, like if the Bitcoin structure gets broken, like, and we sort of come down here, someone in the group was saying earlier, oh, I'll buy Bitcoin at 40K. I'm like, bro, there's not a chance. If we go down to 40K, like the entire structure is broken and we are in a bear market. I don't expect Bitcoin to come down below this. Below 69K is also bad. I expect us to go higher. In fact, let me go to my object tree. I have it. Where is it? Oh, here. Okay. Let's go out. So some of you probably remember this. I drew this before. And I literally drew this 3 weeks ago. Oh, look at that. And by the way, guys, if you don't believe me, literally go back to the other last AMAs. This purple line and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. We are literally getting there. Okay? How many people, and by the way, like I don't want to take full credit for this because obviously Jackus is the one who put me onto this. But what I'm saying is how many people go out there and are willing to actually share this stuff with you like ahead of time? You know what I'm saying? Most people just will not do it. Oops. They just won't do it. Okay? I hate using object trees. Okay. So a lot of people, a lot of influencers know nothing. They'll just tell you to keep buying blindly because they don't know any better. These people are stupid. This is why it's very important for you guys to tune in and learn, whether it's from me or others, okay? Do I think Jupiter will recover 17 days until my unstake? Well, the thing is, Jupiter is almost like Sol Beta, right? Jupiter only exists on Solana, and Solana's getting crushed, so Jupiter's getting crushed, right? I think it's just, unfortunately, a consequence of being on Sol. I personally would not sell Jupiter here. I mean, if you unstaked it already, just hold on to it and wait for it to like go up. When Solana bounces, Jupiter will bounce too. Okay. My video on 30 December. Blockthorn, I have no idea what you're referring to. I didn't watch your video. I don't know what that video was. But if you said something, congrats. I have no idea. Thoughts on buying Kaido or the Kaido NFT? I would recommend, not financial advice, I have been buying the Kaido NFT. Here's why. I'm part of a group called Yapper Collective, and I pretty much get paid roughly around $1,000 per NFT per week. It's pretty good. It's like, I can't lie. You got to use your votes. I just voted with 3 NFTs earlier tonight. It's another $3,000 coming my way. It will start coming down a bit only because they've taken away some of the voting ability of the Kaido NFT. It's now balanced a bit, right? So it used to be 50% of voting power. Now that is shared with the market cap of the Kaido NFT and the market cap of the staked Kaido token together are 58%. So it's kind of weird. 100, botch my messaging. The intent was price wouldn't matter if you DC it in 0.28. Huh? Sorry, maybe I'm not understanding what you're saying. Are you saying like I understand what you're saying, right? But if you're saying that price doesn't matter as long as you have a certain amount of BTC, you have to understand some people don't have the funds to buy 0.28 BTC, right? If you have $1,000 and you can get twice as much BTC if you're patient, would you not recommend people wait? Especially if we know it's going there. Do you know what I'm saying? Got 3.2 million grass on TurboTap. Nice. How much of that, Brad, is you clicking the buttons versus like the passive grass? You know what I'm saying? I think I clicked like all of 20 buttons. And I have like 1 million grass, but that's because of funds, right? Hey, IR Nobody, how's it going? Little Pudgy's a buyer waiting for the 0.7 ETH level. I mean, it really depends. Why do you want the NFT? If you're looking to buy the NFT right now, honestly, in my opinion, Is it worth it? I don't know. Like I'm sure it'll be fine, but like you're just gonna hold on to it, right? If you have the money to buy a Kaito NFT, I might just do that and sort of do like what I've been talking about, which is like join Yapper Collective and get into those deals. I can't share anything from there because it's a gated community. You have to hold an NFT to join. Once you do, you can see the deals and apply to be part of it. I think the NFT is worth like 3.5 ETH or whatever. So if you have the funds, not bad. Like that's about like $8,000 at today's price. And after 8 weeks, it basically pays for itself, given that we have enough deals to go through. But like that NFT also goes up and down. So if you look at my wallet, by the way, right? So I share my DeBank wallet all the time. If you look at Ethereum, let me just go down here. You can literally see through this, like that I'm just buying and selling this NFT, right? Like, guys, like look at this. February 21st, I bought the NFT for 2.76, right? Then I sold it for 3.23. Like, oh yay, like an extra $1,500, right? Same thing over here. Like this one is like I just guys, I'm giving you guys the game. How many people go on video and tell you how to undercut them? I'm literally showing you guys on this video, which by the way, you could check my wallet and literally see in real time me just buy on the dip, sell it when it goes up. And by the way, let me let you know on a secret. While I hold the NFT, I do the vote, get the credit, get the $1,000 for that too. It's such an amazing flywheel, okay? So if you follow like NFT trends, by the way, you can literally figure out where to buy, where to sell, and just keep doing it. And because the Yapper Collective allows you to lock in your vote, it's locked in for 7 days, tagged to your wallet address, you get sent the money. How easy is that? Like all these guys on the timeline, on YouTube, on Twitter, they'll send you like, they'll write up stuff and they'll have fancy diagrams, but they will never show you them actually doing it. I'm literally showing you the proof. You can literally go and check my wallet. You can literally see everything I tell you about, I am literally doing. You can literally see over here, like most of my ETH is not on here, but the ETH that I had, I sold like $61,000 worth. I got $61,000 of stables here. You know what I mean? Like, guys, no one else is as transparent and as congruent as I am. Let me just go back. Like, what is this? I'm gonna go back a little bit because I want to show you something. See, I think it's like February 3rd. And by the way, guys, if you want to sort of know exactly what I'm doing right when I'm about to do it, I let the Web3 Secret Society know everything. Like I literally sent them a message saying, guys, I'm probably going to sell all my ETH. Here's why. And then I posted something. And those of you in the Web3 Secret Society, you know this. And if you want to speak up and sort of say, you know, this happened, I don't want to share private messages, obviously, but it is what it is. Let's see over here. I'll just show you. Because I was also swing trading some ETH down here, like back and forth. You see, like I just, you know, just trying to keep making money. But down here, we're almost there. Sorry, guys, just a little bit more. Yeah, you can just like literally see me like clipping out, right? Like minus 10 ETH, minus 10 ETH, minus 10 ETH. Guys, like I'm very, very transparent, okay? Okay, what do I think about alt ETFs? No. If you want to front run yourself into being homeless, go for it. Why would everyone always has this ridiculous reason? What are people's addiction to buying low quality trash? Like people, oh, I can buy the ETF for some garbage. If I took a dump outside and told you I was going to start an ETF, would you buy that too? Like, what are you doing? Don't buy this dog shit. Literally, you have it so easy. When the prices of Bitcoin and Ethereum are super delicious from an entry perspective, especially Ethereum, why would you want to buy garbage? You think do you think people are talking about HBAR and Litecoin the same way they talk about Ethereum? 100% not. You think BlackRock's like, yeah, man, you want to buy Hedera? You want to buy Litecoin? Not a chance. They only say in voice, yeah, appreciate it. But then again, I don't listen to anyone else. Yeah, appreciate it. Wait for the Jupe buybacks. Yeah, I think that started, right? They have a lot of money coming in. I clicked a lot, but don't have a bunch of capital. Yeah, exactly. So Brad's a very good example, right? Brad, you're a smart guy. Obviously, you want to sort of leverage the time to make up for the capital, right? But at the same time, earlier somebody was saying, oh, well, just buy it now. It doesn't matter. No, the more you wait for a good price, the better, number one, how much you can get. Also, better entry, which means like, somebody I know in real life was asking me about Chainlink 2 weeks ago when it was $18. And he's like, oh, I just want to buy it now. I'm like, just wait. And I told him, like, between $10 to $13 is a good buy. He's like, no, my friend told me to buy 18. Don't listen to them. And now it's at like $14, I think, or maybe $15. And I remember like telling him, dude, like, you see the massive difference it makes? Because from 14 to 20, like, I think the example I gave was 12 to 24. That's like a double, right? Going from 12 to $24. But going from 18 to 24 is a 30% gain. You know what I'm saying? So it's so important to get good entries. And we have such a fantastic opportunity ahead of us. Okay. You hold 10,000 SAY. I know you dislike them for the reasons you already stated. Are they a good blockchain or not? They're okay, but so here's what I say, fan man. What distinguishes them from something like a Sui? What distinguishes them from any other blockchain? You know what I'm saying? Like, we can have blockchain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, these blockchains have become so commoditized. There is no reason, absolutely no reason to hold Say. Now, Say did have an advantage in the fact that they had money to spend on marketing. What I found out was they had zero interest in addressing any of the core concerns, right? Like, their main marketing message was something about like, say nothing or say does nothing or whatever. And they did so poorly that their number one NFT exchange, Palette, shut down. When this happened, I reached out to the team. I said, hey, look, obviously this is not good. You guys are completely ignoring the thing. I would love to sort of work with you guys and do something. And they just completely ghosted me. Then they had like in that same week, they had this like application to try to like prop up their thing. So you had to like sort of say what you want to do. There were requirements. Obviously you have to have prior video experience, whatever. Okay, great. I put it out, I've shared the videos I made of Say, and I got ghosted again. And then I found out that from other people who are in the know that they only select the people that they're friends with. So it turns out they're doing a lot of what Adam does. Like I don't care if they don't select me, it doesn't matter. But they ended up selecting their friends, and they ended up selecting people who had no video experience or nothing. And I don't like when blockchains do that and then use grant money and sort of try to say, okay, well, it's governance, but we're going to pick our friends and pay them, right? This is why I stopped liking Adam, because I found out Cosmos basically is a complete scam, right? Like what they do, allegedly is what I've been told, they literally put up governance votes for people to work to do X, Y, Z, and they're just friends with the big validators. So guess what happens? They just get paid out, and all the while the holders are getting diluted. This is why the token has done so poorly. There's so much infighting over there. It's so bad. I wouldn't touch them. I don't think the blockchain is horrible. I just don't think that they can outcompete any of the bigger ones. And I suspect that Sonic and Sui are just a way better option than Say. Say just got a bunch of negative press around it. Look at the token. The token just looks like complete dog shit. Let me just like grab it. Where is it? It looks so bad. Like we're back at the zone for entry. Like I had marked this zone back like in August. Like I'm not marking it now because I have zero interest in buying. Zero. But look at this. It hasn't even, in this time frame when we were super bullish in December, it just broke through the 0.5 Fibonacci and then came back down. Very weak token. Can this double? Maybe, but like just not worth it in my opinion. This thing can go lower too. Like honestly, absolute trash. They're paying people with the grants money, and it's just all people do on the Say chain or network is literally try to extract money and take it elsewhere. Why the hell do you want to be part of that, right? All the projects on it ends up being just like huge rugs, like Yaka Finance, huge rug, all these things right there. I'm so glad I didn't do their pre-sale and whatever, just really, really, really bad. I think you could do a lot better having this money elsewhere. Obviously, I hope that you're not down too much on this. Hopefully this is your entry. I don't know. With all respect. Yeah, no problem. I wasn't planning on buying HBAR. Okay, yeah, sure. But I'm just saying, like, you see, when someone asked me this, like, who cares, guys? Guys, the only things you should be looking at buying right now are Bitcoin and ETH and waiting for zones. I'm going to go through the ETH chart in a second, okay? Did I buy Sol at 170? No, I bought at 155. I bought 550 at 155. It's fine. Like, I'm down like what, $20 on 550, like $10,000. But like literally, like I had a 6-figure payday back in February with on the second day of Trump coin, right? So like I just like basically laddered out, not all of it, but laddered out the majority of my Sol holdings, 230, 250, 270. 1,600 for ETH is a crazy price. No, not really. Let's go to that actually. And by the way, guys, I wrote this on Feb 3rd. I made a plan to sell the majority of my ETH position, sold at average 2,800, despite the bull traps. I'm excited to finally approach the first level of ETH support between 21 and 2,200. If you watched any of my AMAs, you already knew the plan. Just take a look at this, right? Like literally, like, and it just continues to play out, right? Like every single day, we're getting closer and closer. So here's what I'm going to be doing. In this area between 21 and 2,200, I will be deploying about 65% of my capital to buy. And I'm saving 35% if we go down to the lower level, 16 to 1,700, because we've already bounced here, right? We came here, liquidate, bounce, liquidate, bounce. There's a potential for us to break through. Obviously, we can just bounce off this. Don't know what's going to happen. That's why 65% here and then the remainder here, okay? So this is literally like what I think you should be looking forward to, okay? And I know people are going to say like stuff like exactly what S. Hussein says, right? Like, it's crazy price, but even if it is, we've got to take what the market gives us. Judging it and saying it's crazy, great. Then, if you want to buy higher, go for it. You know what I'm saying? No one's going to stop you. Because here's the thing. At 2,200, 2,100, people aren't going to capitulate. At this range, people are going to give up. They're going to go, I'm out, right? Over here, when we get to this range, anyone who bought from basically November of 2023 to today are going to like be underwater. But imagine it being here. You're going to just like, people are going to say it's over, and that is going to end up being one of the best times to buy. Why is no one talking about Petra? Because it doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, and by the way, I'm going to just forward to this because of exactly what Indifferent says. The tech is great. Like, we saw that with the blobs and everything, right? Like, the blobs actually hurt us. You know what I mean? Like, because the L2s aren't paying their fair share. And now, like, ETH is inflationary. But the reality is, in the short term, especially in a time like this, in a bull market, token unlocks really don't matter. A lot of these things are like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Blockthorn, if you think, like, here's what I want to tell you. If you think that Petra is going to overpower whatever is happening here with the market structure, you're out of your mind. You know what I mean? It may have a small effect, but it is nothing in comparison. Like, if we were in a neutral market, if this is flat or something, whatever, then I agree with you. But with this, I completely disagree. They're not gonna like, oh, Petra, I guess ETH is going to 5,000 today. Like, I'm just saying, okay? Did I understand that the NFTs are better? Yeah, I think the NFTs are better for a couple of reasons. Number one, I think, obviously more Kaito is going to be released over time, right? And at the same time, the Genesis NFTs, like I don't want to call him the creator, but Yuhu or whatever, right? He said many, many times that he's going to make sure he rewards the holders. Now, one thing you have to understand here is right now, he hasn't rewarded the holders for shit. Like their airdrop was whatever. Likely, there's a lot of rumors, obviously, that they're gonna get future airdrops too. But more importantly, like we have Nelson, who's the leader of Yapper Collective, who's really been propping up the price of the NFTs with the deals, right? And that's going to keep continuing. Like Yapper Collective has like a majority of the NFTs that are out there in that group. So I think the NFTs, you just have an opportunity to one, swing trade them, like I showed maybe 10, 20 minutes ago. And the second thing is you get the constant payout, right? So you get constant payout of those deals. So in my opinion, that's what I want to go for. Okay. I think there's some limited upside on State or Kaido. It's like $2.50, you know? Yeah, like I said, obviously it's good for Ethereum. But like I said, you don't just launch this and go, okay, well, we're in a bearish structure. Let's just completely forget everything else going on in the market. Okay. Like I said, a lot of people, I'm looking at the comments from Genicious and everything. A lot of people have these like thoughts of like, oh, well, these small things will make an effect. Like they do long term, but they don't like in the short term. And our goal right now, our number one goal right now is to get ETH and Bitcoin at the cheapest prices possible. You know what I'm saying? All right, Block Throne. I'm not going to argue with you anymore, man. But you know what? If you believe that, Block Throne, I want you to go all in on ETH then, you know? If you truly believe this, put everything on ETH. If you think that this is going to be so bullish, let's do it. Let's just go all in on ETH right now, man. 75%, please, bro. Put 100% in. Show me. Put 100% in. And by the way, at what price did you get in? Because, like, what I want to know is, are you just saying you bought it now at 2,200, 2,300? But you see, this is bullshit. You see what I'm saying? Block Throne finally tells the truth. Block Throne didn't buy his ETH here. Block Throne bought it all the way. Yeah, exactly. And by the way, just so you know, I did too. But guess what happened? I kept laddering up. I bought so much Ethereum at the end of 23 in this area. And then I bought at 22. I bought some at 33 because I needed to take funds from Canada over to Dubai. And I don't want to fly down there because of the way the stupid e-transfer things work, right? So I'm all right, I'll just put it through this. It's whatever. But guess what? You're saying it's 1,500. So you wouldn't tell people to buy right now. So what I'm trying to tell people is how to get the best deal on ETH. And you're trying to tell people, nah, man, just buy it now. It doesn't matter. No. The smart people, we use our brains and we wait for a good buying opportunity. So we're not going to. Yeah, you can hold, man. I'm not talking about you. For you, it's very different. Block Throne, you holding at 1,500 is fine. But you telling people, oh my God, it's going to be so bullish right now, trying to get them to buy is very disingenuous. Because guess what? If you honestly, like, let me just think, if you honestly thought it was as bullish as you say it is, you would buy even more right now. What's stopping you, right? Like I said, I'll be waiting to buy here. Don't worry. Chris M, the bull market is horrible, I think, for next cycle. Yeah, you can say that. But look, Chris M, where was this attitude a year ago when I was telling you guys to focus on the majors, right? When I was like predominantly Bitcoin and Ethereum. It wasn't that attitude, you know what I'm saying? And obviously, like, what happens in these situations is, I was saying this earlier tonight, every time this shit happens, we get more and more Bitcoin maxis, which is fine. But what you have to understand is altcoins aren't evil, but if you hold altcoins for too long or you try to get in front of your skis, this is why you think they're garbage. I think altcoins have a great role to play. There's that transition step where you can make more capital in a short period of time. But otherwise, just make the big hold. Like I said, my best play this cycle was literally buying Bitcoin between 15 and 18,000 US, right? Just putting my salary into it. That's what I was doing. That's all I was doing. Not buying anything. I went to Dubai for in November 23 or whatever. Still refused to buy anything. I'm like, nope, Bitcoin is still at this level. I'm buying more. I'm not buying myself anything. Just sat back, watch everyone else buy. I ain't buying nothing. So what I will tell you though, is I think you're making a mistake now looking at Ethereum either at these levels. Okay. Those are the two I would look at. Both of those are very, very safe. Now, finally, Hype. This is the other token that I am looking to buy. I shared with you before that I'm looking to buy at $14. So this is the area I'm waiting for. Obviously, that can change if we sort of see this break upwards, but I'm hoping that we come down here. Right? We came out at $17 yesterday. I think we can get to 14, and that is where I'm looking to load the boat on this. Once again, a lot of people get impatient and they just want to just jump in right now. Like I said, sit on your hands, wait. The market will give you these opportunities. But if you can't hold your patience, you just jump in, you're going to end up being able to buy less of the thing you really, really want. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching today. It's been about an hour. As always, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on All Tech. You can find the links down below, especially if you want to check out the paid services. Until next time, have a good night. Thanks for watching. Bye.